Have you ever worked on a team that's constantly changing? You've got new faces walking in and out, and just when things are running smoothly, boom, somebody leaves or their contract ends and they move on to another company. It seems to be super common in our industry. Staff turnover is massive, and many businesses are largely made up of freelancers to keep things going. If you've caught any of my recent videos, you'll notice that many of them are based around how to deliver impactful pop-ups, brand activations and events. But today, I just want to talk to you about something that probably doesn't have a right or a wrong answer or a best way of doing things. I'd just like to share my philosophy on freelancers versus full-timers and how I've tried to integrate that into my businesses. I've always believed in building a strong, permanent team. Because in my experience, the difference between employing freelancers who come and go versus full-timers is like the difference between chaos and consistency. So today, I thought I'd share some of my insights that have helped our long-term success. Across our industry, turnover is through the roof. It seems like companies use freelancers to plug holes or will quickly expand or contract when things are busy or quiet. Now, I completely understand why financially this strategy makes a lot of sense. But I've always found that it comes with a lot of inconsistency. New people always need to get up to speed. Unfortunately, this leads to more mistakes, more delays, and frankly, more stress. A friend of mine was telling me that new people coming into a business, whether it be freelancers or full-timers, can cost a company thousands of dollars in mistakes and lost productivity over the first 12 months. This is something that's really hard to avoid, and I kind of feel like with freelancers, this is a cost that just keeps going because you've constantly got new people coming on board. You never really kind of get that first 12 months out of the way. But it's not just the money, it's the challenge of constantly onboarding and training people who just don't know your systems. They don't know your clients, they don't know your team, and all of this stuff can really take its toll. And usually by the time you do get them up to speed, their contract ends, they jump onto another project, and then you need to start the process all over again with someone new. And this is why I've built my businesses around a team of full-time staff. I feel like when you've got a dedicated team who are in it for the long haul, everything changes. And in my experience, a full-time team build a culture. They don't just work harder and have a better experience, but they know each other's strengths and weaknesses and how to work together to solve a problem as a unit. When challenges arise executing pop-ups, brand activations and experiential events, trust me, you need a team that can work together. And I think that's how we push through tough deadlines and deliver under pressure. A few years ago, I had one of my proudest moments as an employer. We were delivering a huge pop-up for one of the most prestigious brands in the world. We were on the third and final day of the bump-in, and our team leader could see that we were going to be in for a massive night ahead. At 2 o'clock in the morning, he pulled the team together and said, "I know we plan to finish at midnight. It's now 2 o'clock in the morning, and I reckon we've got another 5 hours to go. I know you're all tired, so if anyone wants to go home, I completely understand. Just let me know so I can plan the rest of the installation accordingly." The response he got was, "If you're staying back to finish this off, then so are we." Every single one of them stayed back so that no one was left to try and finish that job on their own. I could not be more proud of my team who were so invested in each other that they all were going to stay until the end. Something else I think that's really hard to get when you've constantly got people coming and going is consistency. And this is probably more extreme for us because we're delivering custom builds that need to be done in a certain way and to a certain standard. Every job is completely different, so all of us need to be on the exact same page. This might not be as important if freelancers are brought in to do repetitive work where each project is pretty similar to the last one. But unfortunately, we don't have that luxury. It's really important for us to know when we're building our projects, we know exactly what the result's going to be. No surprises, no cutting corners, just high quality work. Another thing that I think is super important is that your clients get to know your team. When they arrive on site and knowing who's going to be there because they've got a pre-existing relationship, it allows them to have much better and productive conversations. The trust is there and the confidence in each other means that everybody's anxiety and stress levels are dramatically reduced. They know it's going to be okay. Now, I'm not saying that we don't ever use freelancers because we do. And I think being able to supercharge your team's capacity can be really important. I guess the point I'm trying to make is that it's really important to get this balance right. It would be very rare that our team would be made up of more than 20% freelancers, and I've kind of found that this is the perfect ratio that works for us. And please don't get me wrong, there are some amazing freelancers out there. The model I'm talking about isn't going to suit every business, but it's what works really well for us. But in saying that, I'd love to hear your take on freelancers versus full-timers, how you go about it and how it works for you. Anyway, just sharing a few thoughts with you today. I'll chat to you soon. See you in the next one.